We say good afternoon to Ian Craig.
And as John Tabb joins us, good afternoon to you, John, and hello everybody through our Sky Home service. And a Rare Insight is all the rage, and the first of the day, improved by her first run on the inside grass at Randwick, behind Viator. Wasn't all that well away on that occasion. Stepping up to the 1,300 metres here, you'd think that would suit. Anyway, time will tell. Here's Ignite Me coming forward, and that'll pave the way for Beautiful Finish and Delusional. Young Matt Howarth riding Delusional for Tim Martin. And here comes Delusional walking in now, so they're set to run. The first of the day, the St Patrick's Cathedral Handicap. Ready, set, racing in the first here at Rosehill Gardens. Delusional and King of Passion a little slowly away. Rare Insight jumped out nicely. Delusional is going up very, very quickly. Little Howarth looking for the lead, and we'll get there now. From Ignite Me, King of Passion and Tannadice Park, and then Rare Insight. Followed by I'm Smitten, Beautiful Finish. Mammoth is second last, and last is Dawn of Dawns. Delusional a little fired up, and around the first corner leads about 2 lengths. Just under that now from King of Passion. On the rails is Tannadice Park as they go by the 800. Travelling fourth is Ignite Me, and about 3 or 4 lengths to Rare Insight, followed by Beautiful Finish, and a length further off is I'm Smitten. Mammoth on its outside, and Dawn of Dawns is last as they travel towards the home corner. 500 metres left to go, and Delusional from King of Passion. Third posse Tannadice Park, a couple to Rare Insight, getting a little bit closer now from Beautiful Finish, I'm Smitten, and then comes Mammoth as they straighten up, and Delusional taken on by King of Passion, and Rare Insight pulling to the outside of both, and Rare Insight coming down to the 220 is going out after the leaders and burnt them off quickly. Tannadice Park goes into second posse as Delusional and King of Passion drop off, but this is pretty good, Rare Insight. It's streaking away from Tannadice Park. I'm Smitten and Mammoth getting home late, but Rare Insight absolutely bolted in. Rare Insight has beaten I'm Smitten and Mammoth from Tannadice Park, Beautiful Finish, King of Passion, Ignite Me, Dawn of Dawns, and Delusional has run stone motherless. She's pretty good, this. Number 3, Rare Insight, written by Rod Quinn, $1.90, $1.20. She looked $1 million on the way around to the barrier stalls, and she'd done so well since her first and only start at Randwick on the inside track. She's a lovely filly by O'Reilly from Centenaire, trained by John Hawkes, Rod Quinn, and she's going to get better ultimately when the races step upwards from today's journey of 1,300 metres. She beat them on her ear. Number 3, Rare Insight at $1.90 and $1.20. I'm Smitten, number 7, $4.40. And number 9, Mammoth, will be third, and those numbers are official at $6. 3, 7 and 9. Number 5 ran fourth, and that was Tannadice Park. The time for the race was 1 minute 18:05. 1:18:05. That is a class record. Prince Shoemaker held the original class record way back in 1973, in June of 1973 on a dead track, and this horse has broken that class record, and 35:61 was the sectional time. The winner by O'Reilly from Centenaire, as I say, trained by John Hawkes, written by Rod Quinn. The runner-up, number 7, I'm Smitten, is by Encounter from Betrothal, trained by Kim Moore, written by Corey Brown. And number 9, Mammoth, beautifully bred filly by Masquet from Mannerism, Jack Denham, Paul Faldy, and number 5 ran fourth. Here are the margins coming up now. 5.5 lengths. It just treated them with utter contempt. 5.5 lengths, a half a neck, and here are the official totes for you. Number
3,200 metres for the Jim Houlihan hurdle. And the race has 13 obstacles on their trip. Favourite drawn one. City of Gold standing up in gate number 2 is a $10 chance. Electric Turban moved in, they're set to go. Track is dead, the rail is out 5 metres. And they're set race number 1. And they're off, and Holy Grail jumped well. City of Gold was away okay. Our Grades gets back with Covert Cross in the early stages. The Bear was prominent as they come along to the first of 13. He's actually jumped it just in front and crossed down erratically towards the rail. Mystic Outlaw has moved up fast on his outside to head to the lead now in the yellow colours, and he jumped it beautifully too. Mystic Outlaw lands in front of the Bear. Electric Turban built him. Holy Grail is settling down about 5th over on the inside, followed by Our Grades, and then Toughen Up in the centre. leader, City of Gold, Covered Cross, and back at the tail is Pure Control. They come along to the next hurdle, and Mystic Outlaw landing by about 2 lengths to the Bear, 3 lengths away Electric Turban. Over on the outside, Our Grades in 4th placing. About 3 lengths further back as they go to the next hurdle then is Holy Grail, who's racing inside Build Him. 2 lengths further back is City of Gold, followed by Toughen Up, and Pure Control brings up the rear with Covered Cross. At the 5th hurdle, and Mystic Outlaw leaping his jumps well in the early stages today. He's out by 2.5 to the Bear. 3.5 lengths away is Electric Turban, and they're followed by Our Grades a half length away 4th on the outside. They're trailed by Build Him, who's racing outside the favourite Holy Grail. 1.5 then to City of Gold, who tracks the fave. 4 lengths to Toughen Up, followed by Pure Control, and Covered Cross is last of the 10 as they head out past the 2,000 metres, and there's 3 hurdles awaiting them along the riverside of the course, and it's Mystic Outlaw at the first of these 3, leading by 2.5 lengths, and he's really stringing the field out with a bit of pace. The Bear sticks to him second, and 4 lengths to Electric Turban. Built Him moving up to 4th, and then came Our Grades racing outside of the favourite over on the inside, Holy Grail. Here's the hurdle at the 1,700 metres, favourite leaping it nicely. Then came City of Gold, about 5 lengths away to Pure Control, Toughen Up, and Covered Cross is last of all. So they're coming towards the hurdle out near the 1450. Mystic Outlaw over it in front of the Bear. 4 lengths Electric Turban, Built Him the outside, and then Holy Grail. A length to Our Grades, 1.5 to City of Gold. Then there's another long break in the field of about 7 or 8 lengths away to Pure Control. Covered Cross over on the outside of Toughen Up. Would really need to get a wriggle on that trailing trio, rather, is losing sight of the leading horses. They're coming up towards the hurdle near the 1,100. Mystic Outlaw from the Bear running a good race at debut. 2 lengths away is Electric Turban, now passed by Built Him. Then Our Grades on the outside from Holy Grail within 4 of the leader, getting away from the rails now for Durden. 3 lengths to City of Gold. Here's the third last one coming up. Our Grades wrapped it. Long break to Covered Cross, Pure Control, and Toughen Up. At the 800 metres, Mystic Outlaw from the Bear, Built Him, and right behind them now is Holy Grail. He's gone up right behind the leading horse, followed by Electric Turban. City of Gold is coming into the race now, and then came Our Grades and a long break to Covered Cross. Coming around the home turn, 2 to get over. Craig Durden's getting a run on the rails on the favourite, and Holy Grail, the favourite's taken the lead at the top of the straight now from Built Him over on the outside, and then the Bear. Mystic Outlaw can't go on. City of Gold with a run down the outside. Holy Grail took the second last with a 3-length lead though from Built Him, and City of Gold making ground on the outside. Here's the last hurdle coming up for Holy Grail. At it, over it he goes. Oh, he didn't jump it well, he's broken down, and City of Gold's raced to the lead now from Built Him and Mystic Outlaw. City of Gold and Built Him coming down with 100 to go. Built Him's got the head in front of City of Gold. A driving finish, and Built Him has got home by a half head to City of Gold. Third to Mystic Outlaw, 3/4 of a length away, and a long break further back to Electric Turban in company with the Bear and Covered Cross. And then Our Grades, a long break in the field of Pure Control, and Toughen Up is the last one to go over the line. In 3 minutes 39.1, Built Him has won the race, but a tragic finish for Holy Grail. Sadly, he broke down just prior to the last jump in the race. Victory for Built Him, ridden by Martin Mills and trained by Michael Zampatti. Second to number 6, City of Gold, Joseph Hatley and Eric Musgrave. And third, number 2, Mystic Outlaw, Willie Harnett and James Shepherd. Numbers are 1, 6 and 2. Well, tragically, there was no doubt that this horse was going to win the race, but he broke down just before the last hurdle, and what was about to be hailed as a wonderful victory for a grand trainer has turned into a tragic day on the inaugural running of the race that's named in his honour. Built Him, however, has taken out the race, scoring just his second victory over the jumps. His sole victory before today came in a hurdle at Flemington in July of 2000. Totes on the numbers 1, 6 and 2 in the first. Built Him has paid $13 and $2.70. City of Gold paid $2.40 and Mystic Outlaw paid $1.60. $13 and $2.70 for the place for Bill Tim, $2.40 City of Gold, $1.60 for Mystic Outlaw. The Quinella paid $51.30, the Exacta $125.80, and the Trifecta $558 even.
Well, that was bordering on the bizarre, wasn't it? I think we all felt that Holy Grail was going to win at the top of the straight when he got that inside run. He looked very unsettled and very reluctant coming to the final hurdle. However, put in a shocker, and it was obvious that he'd gone in a hind leg when he landed. And that'll take the gloss off what should have been a memorable and happy day for Jim Houlihan on the occasion of the inaugural Jim Houlihan hurdle. And it was, for one split second, turning for home, it looked like being a fairy tale. Turned out a disaster. That's the racing game. Well, young Trent Barris...
record in the first to rear insight. Anyway, they're off and racing in the second of the afternoon, and straight back from a whitish alley jump quickly. Go Bent is right with the lead today, as is Trillion Delight, and likewise Monty Miss, followed by Impreza. As straight back is eased a shade now, followed by Klarzig. Next to last is Living End, and dropping out to the rear, Kazam. Down the backstretch they run to the 1100 marker, and Trillion Delight strides to the lead and puts about 3 lengths on Go Bent. Monty Mist is running third. A length further back is the favourite Impreza, and 2 to straight back. Travelling on the outside of Klarzig from Living End, on the outside of Kazam. Out of the back they go now, along towards the 820, and Trillion Delight loping along with a lead of 2 lengths on Go Bent. Monty Mist on the inside of Go Bent. Impreza is running fourth, and then Klarzig, followed on its outside next by straight back Kazam. Next to last, and Absolute is Living End. No variation at the 600 marker, and Trillion Delight quickens fractionally, a length and a half Go Bent. Monty Mist, followed by Impreza, who's right on the back of Go Bent. Straight back is endeavouring to make leeway. Klarzig the fence, followed by Kazam and Living End. Into the stretch they run, and Trillion Delight a length clear on Go Bent. Really under a lot of pressure. On the inside is Monty Mist, Impreza, and straight back running a race on the outside. And then Klarzig, who's finally seeing daylight as they come past the 200. Impreza on the inside, and straight back from Trillion Delight. And then Klarzig, it's Impreza the leader. Trillion Delight fighting back on the inside. Trillion Delight into another gear, and Trillion Delight came away on the line to beat Impreza, and straight back from Kazam, Monty Mist and Klarzig. Go Bent and Living End was last. Robbie Brewer to the 4 on Trillion Delight. Oh, it looked as though it was gone for all money at the 300, but Robbie got plenty out of the gelding, and Trillion Delight has been able to fight back on the inside, beat off Impreza, and score, and in New South Wales will pay around the $10.50 the win and $2.70 the place. Impreza, number 4, $1.30, and straight back, number 3, will pay $3.40. Those numbers are not official. The winner, trained by Graham Begg for Mr. P. Law, was originally known as Merry Merlin, an imported gelding, this fella, and Trillion Delight has been able to score. No numbers there. Time 1:30.70. And the class record 1:29.31 held by Forward Scout. Dropped into another gear in the last 20 or 30 metres, maybe aided by Impreza's weakening. Anyway, there go the numbers, 9, 4, 3 and 6. Trillion Delight, Rob Brewer first. He's a very, very good young kid, Robbie. Rides very, very well. Number 4, second, Impreza by Hugh Mam from Sea Salute. Backers were counting their money. At the 150, Gwenda Markle puts the polish on it. Jamie Innes, the rider, and third goes to number 3, straight back by Straight Strike from Ivory Mink, John McNair, Paul Falvey. Number 6 ran fourth. Go Bent, well, he was up there early, but he didn't go on with it. Go Bent, and Klarzig certainly had her chance. Not a strong race in many respects, with due reference to Trillion Delight.
Right, Ian, thanks. Trillion Delight, trained by Graham Begg, 10.50 and 2.70. Impreza 1.30, straight back 3.40. Quinella 14.40, Exacta 43.90. Trifecta 358. As Robbie Brewer heads back on the English import. Well, now, Larry Olsen is standing by with one of Brisbane's best young jockeys.
Feeling is that they're going to come to the grandstand side. This is Z Dollars coming in now. And on track he's been easy. Good support at long odds for Enthusiast, who won at Bendigo. Second horse was something pretty unlucky, Monet Lane, on that occasion. but good money for Enthusiast on track. Troubled Man is the favourite, though. Most of them ready. Now, we've got one that's thrown the rider and tried to escape behind the line, and that is Revolve Around Him. But Linda Meach, showing great horse skills, was able to cling to the reins. Otherwise, that horse was off and gone. So it has been captured behind the line, as far as I can see. But I hope Linda's okay after that little incident. I think she's okay. Might have just spurs or something might have been loosened up in that little incident behind the line. She's been showing some great horse skills, this young lady, former New Zealander, who came across on a couple of occasions to Australia to try her luck, and she's really starting to make some inroads now. Favourite Troubled Man is Aurora's Gesture on a dead track. That's the one little query, I suppose, but he's fairly well backed. Just about right to go. The Enthusiast is moving in. Wyndham Glory getting upset, was trying to rear. He's settled a bit better now. Roehampton stands well, so does Royal Rule, the lone filly Riona. Spanish Thimble made a good line. Just about right. Lights are flashing. Again, Wyndham Glory playing up in the gates. He's got attendants all round him. In gate number 7. Set, racing now. Wyndham Glory didn't begin all that well. Troubled Man began fast, and he's making ground to the outside rail, and they are splitting with 3 coming down the inside. They're led by Speech Kusi, and Just a Lad dropped in behind that duo, but the pace is on the grandstand side as they come to the 800, where Troubled Man went up to join Royal Rule, who has the outside rail. Roehampton is right behind them, followed by Zadollars and Wyndham Glory. Spanish Symbol racing greenly out towards the middle of the track, and they're followed further back by Revolve Around Him. Enthusiast is just ahead of that one, trying to go for runs. Riona's well back in the field, and Cause Out is last of the horses on the grandstand side at the 400, and to me they look to have the lead. On the other side, it's Kusi well clear of his opposition down there in front of Speech and Just a Lad. On the grandstand, Troubled Man is under the whip from Royal Rule. Enthusiast is running on, and so is Roehampton now, and Kusi's well clear on the flat side. Might not be far away from these leaders with 100 to go. Kusi on the inside in front of Roehampton this side, and then Troubled Man, but Kusi down on the flat side has won it brilliantly. It's won it by about 3 lengths. Kusi over Roehampton and Troubled Man third, and just behind them is Riona, followed in then by Enthusiast, Corsell, and back behind those horses Spanish Symbol, and they were followed further back then by Royal Rule. Over on the flat side next we saw Speech and Just a Lad, and back towards the tail Wyndham Glory. Revolve Around Him is back towards the end of the field as they've gone over the line, and a very big win to number 4 Kusi, Brett Preble. He didn't have any opposition to take him into the race on the flat side. He left them well behind before the 300 metre mark was reached, and he scored a very good win. Number 4 Kusi, Brett Preble, Lee Friedman, a 2-year-old son of De Heer from Chinquillo by Bletchingley. Second goes to 2 Roehampton, first home on the grandstand side. Third, number 3 Troubled Man, who just might have been troubled by the soft going from about the 300 home after leading up there. 4, 2 and 3, and the time is 1 minute 4.7. 1:04.7 puts them around 2.4 outside of the record. 4, 2 and 3. Kusi made ground at Caulfield last time out in the race. A Troubled Man won over 1,000 metres. He just got a touch too far back on that occasion. Senior jock going on today in Brett Preble, and he took the gamble of going to the inside with little opposition to help him. After drawing gate number 2, I suppose he was committed to go that side. The 3 horses who went down that section all drew the inside 3 barriers, but he's blown them out of the water. Paid dividends on 4, 2 and 3. Kusi paid $7.90 and $2.10. Roehampton $2.10. Troubled Man paid $1.80. $7.90, $2.10 the winner, $2.10 second, $1.80 third. Quinella paid $20.20. The exacta $52.30. Trifecta $102.60.
Righto, Greg. Well, those colours have been greeting the judge with regular monotony of late, including Don Eduardo in the AJC Australian Derby a couple of weeks back. Brilliant win to Cousy, trained by Lee Freedman. Brett Preble up, 7.90, 2.10. Rohatton, 2.10. Troubled Man, $1.80. Quinella, 20.20. Exacta, 52.30. Trifecta, 102.60. Back in the...
Oliver Dance came away quickly. Green Street coming across from the wide draw to go up and take the pace, and Sent Home is right there. Gordon's working forward as well. Reign Supreme just behind them with Kanga, and then a length to Flying West. They're followed through then by Zaza. Prize Gems behind that, then the grey Yeradano. Perceptible is second to last as they race to us a circuit to run in the cup, and Beaujolais settles down the last one. 1,600 metres to go as they run out of the straight, and Green Street's the leader to Gordon's, and Oliver Dance's box eating third. Sent Home well spotted, fourth on the outside of Reign Supreme, and then Kanga, who travels sixth outside of Flying West. Zaza a length away, two to Prize Gem covering up Yeradano with a little more than a length. Perceptible, and Beaujolais was last as they run up into the back of the track, and here there's a dozen lengths over them, and Green Street's flying along in front from Gordon's. Two to Oliver Dance, Sent Home a half length away, a little more than a length. Reign Supreme and Kanga, who travels well. Zaza's tracking up on that, and then Flying West, the order's the same. 1,000 metres to go in the cup. Prize Gem the next to Yeradano. Second to last is Perceptible, and Beaujolais was the last one as they run to the end of the back straight. 800 metres to go, and the winner 2 years ago, Green Street on top. Gordon's inching a bit closer on the outside. The big girl's only a half length away, giving Sent Home a great card into the race. Oliver Dance back on the inside, and then Kanga, Reign Supreme and Zaza. Prize Gem's about to go forward. Flying West under pressure. Perceptible travels well, looks to run on now. Yeradano second to last, and Beaujolais last as they're on the swing. Turning for home here in Green Street on the inside. Gordon's over on the outside. Sent Home's about to come out, and after them Reign Supreme starting to get into the clear. Gordon's has got the lead. Sent Home is trying to get her. Green Street is fighting again on the inside. Gordon's, Green Street's coming back, and then Sent Home, Gordon's and David Walsh in front. Sent Home tries hard, then Green Street. Gordon's wins the Hawke's Bay Cup. Second, Sent Home. Third, very close, Prize Gem. All on the inside, Green Street. And then Reign Supreme. The next, Oliver Dance, Yeradano, Flying West, and Perceptible, Kanga, Zaza and Beaujolais.
Well, Gordon's is a 4-year-old mare by Karpstad, trained by Paul O'Sullivan at Matamata and ridden by the veteran jockey David Walsh, who seems to have been around forever. Gordon's at 19.90 and 4.10. Sent Home 1.40. Looked like winning on the turn. Got to the girth of the winner and just couldn't improve past that. And a photo for third. 8, 1 and a photo. Runners are behind the gates for race 3 at Rosehill Gardens. For the last word on the race, we go back to the hill and Wayne Harris.
Thanks, John. Punters are just finding it hard to find a favourite here at the moment. The favourite on course is number 4, Girl of Illuminaire, who's put 2 wins together here. I've gone around her. I thought there's been no pattern set here with the first couple of races that have been run. Sri Lanka's going to get back, and she's going to be finished off quite hard. So if they're winning from back in the field throughout the day, it's a bit early to probably tell, but she's going to get back, as I said, run home. She goes very well here at Rosehill. She looked quite good in the parade. She's won 2 races here, actually, out of 5 starts, been placed on a couple of occasions. So I've gone with her, and she's been supported on course. But the one that I think will be in the firing line, look the winner at some part of the race, is number 5, Damawin. She's trained here by Jack Denham. She's won 2 races in her career, and they've both been here on a home track at Rosehill. So she's had 2 recent runs, have been okay. She's found one to beat on both occasions, but I just think she's going to get a nice run from where she's drawn there. Number 1, Palais, she's been really crucified here at the weights. She's only ever won 1 race. She's got to carry 58 kilos here. But I'll tell you what, she looked terrific in the parade. The 2 runs this time in have been quite good. She's had excuses on both times. Very good second at Canterbury when she didn't get a real lot of room behind a stablemate Hot Riff. Then ran into another stablemate last start, and the very good horse in Gabfest, who's running in a stronger race in Brisbane here today. That was in the South Pacific Classic at Randwick, and she was caught wide and got back a long way on that occasion. I think from the good alley, Corey Brown will probably slip forward on her, and on looks, she'd be pretty hard to beat in. I thought she was a good value in the race. And Girl of Illuminaire, as I said, favourite on course. She's won her past 2 starts over both 1,200 and 1,100. Steps up to the 1,400 metres here. She's got a lot of speed. Maybe the last 100 metres might just find her out because she's just got to work a little bit from that wide alley. If she can get across easily, well, who knows, she might just keep going. She's in good form at the moment. But for me, I'll go with 2 Sri Lanka. I'm just hoping that there's a bit of speed on, she can run over the top of them. Thrown in number 5, Damawin, 1 Palais, and 4 Girl of a Luminaire.
Righto, Wayne, 2514. I heard Jimmy Johnston, trainer of Sri Lanka, on radio this morning. Jimmy doesn't give away much, but reading between the lines, I think he gives her a pretty good hope in the race. And she seems to have a real liking for the Rosehill track. Now, New Zealand, the third number is Prized Gem. So it's 817, Gordon's sent home, and Prized Gem. And there's a close-up shot of veteran jockey David Walsh coming back on the winner Gordon's from the Paul O'Sullivan stable. Correct weight at Flemington on race 2, the winner Koozie, an easy one over Rohatton and Troubled Man. The Quinella is 2020, exacta 52.30, and the trifecta 102.60, and Brett Preble rode the winner. Now, likewise,
another 40 cents to number 5, Damawin, but as far as on course is concerned, Girl of a Luminaire is by far and above the clear favourite. Previous race won by number 9, Trillion Delight, and the first went to number 3, Rare Insight. Ready now for race number 3. They're off this time, and Karajong missed it by more than a length. Kessia a little slowly into stride. And who is going to lead? Damawin maybe, or Vita going up quickly and not far away, Palais. And as they travel to the 1200, Vita opens up a length and a half, Palais, and the third is Damawin, followed by Viejo, Girl of a Luminaire, ridden from behind today, followed closely then by Karajong picking up some of that lost ground over Lady K. Sri Lanka tossing her head up and down. Next to last at Absolute is Kessia. They swing down the side and come along to the 800, and Vita in front, a half, Damawin, 2 to Palais, a length and a half to Viejo, 1 to Girl of a Luminaire, Lady K, followed by Karajong. Next to last is Sri Lanka, and a length and a half further off Kessia. This is the order to the 600 marker, and on the inside, Vita shading Damawin, 2 and a half to Viejo, creeping up and passing Palais from Girl of a Luminaire, 3 and 4 deep, and then Karajong followed by Sri Lanka, Lady K, and Kessia's last. Around the corner, and Vita narrowly from Damawin, a length Viejo, and wider is Girl of a Luminaire putting in her claim now, and then Karajong and wider is Lady K past the 300 marker, and Viejo beat off the early leaders. Girl of a Luminaire trying to go with Viejo, and on the outside Lady K is a decided threat, and Kessia coming home pretty well. Lady K hits the front now from Viejo and Kessia, and Lady K draws away to win it. Lady K beat Kessia, Viejo third, and fourth was Sri Lanka. Karajong missed next, and then Damawin, Palais, Girl of a Luminaire didn't see out the 1400, and Vita knocked up and finished last. Success. Number 8, Lady K, ridden by Dan Beasley. Number 8, Lady K in New South Wales, has paid a dividend of $6.80 and $2.30. $6.80 and $2.30. Trained by Ronnie Quinton for the Masters Bloodstock Syndicate, written by the informed Danny Beasley. Improved by 3 runs back from a spell, Lady K, and she went home solidly to score. Number 9 is second, and that is Kessia, written by Richie Whitworth for Chris Waller, and its dividend is $12.50, and 7 Viejo, ridden by Scott Eels. Ridden by Scott Pollard for Scott Eels, it's going to pay $3.90, so a couple of big place tote divvies there. 8, 9, 7, and number 2 Sri Lanka ran 4th. The time for the race was 1 minute 24.50, 1:24.50. The sectional time was, it's a bit indistinct. Well, 35 they gave for the previous. I don't think it'll be 35 again. It'd be rather coincidental if it is. And 2 of the little